Good evening, ma'am. This is Harsh Manani of Karunya University CST department. This is my second lab experiment of JavaScripting and overall sixth experiment. The experiment is about timer function and objects. For the first subdivision, I have to write a JavaScript to show the digital clock. Now in the digital clock, I have to use this thing where d is equal to new date and d got this is the object, and if object I have to get the guitars and everything. So for this I have written a code called as a function. In this script, first whenever we are writing JavaScripting, we have to use with the syntax called as script, then input whatever you want to write. Text is equal to text slash JavaScript. For now I'll start a function called as a disp timer, where d is equals to new date, where h is equals to d dot get hours, m is equals to d dot get minutes, s is equals to s dot d dot get seconds, document dot get element by id, time dot inner html is equal to h plus minutes plus and seconds plus set interval display 1000. Now I'll set the display set interval is used for displaying something for 1000 milliminutes. Now for this I have written an HTML code. It is field strength digital clock, in that inside the field strength digital clock, and then a button. I'll be using a button called as id. On click, when I'll click on it, it will display, and then it will display show time. For this I have written up output will be now show time. It will show 23 hours, 29 minutes and 51 seconds. Now I'll show you my second subdivision question. The question is write a JavaScript code to change background color randomly on every button click. Now I've written this program. Yeah, this is my second subdivision. Function paint red is equal to mat dot float matter dot random into 255, blue color into 265 55, green 255, color is equal to rb the red color red green blue, document dot body dot style dot background color is equals to color. Now for this I have written an HTML code. Color me id is equals to color, on click paint me. This is my this thing. Now I'll show you the output for it. Color me paint me. I'll now again I'll paint, color will change. Again I'll click, paint, color will change. Again I'll change, click, color will change. This is my second subdivision. Now the third subdivision. Create event handler that will increase the font size when the mouse moves over a paragraph, and decrease the size when the mouse moves off the paragraph. So for this I have written a program. Now I'll use a function called as in size document dot get element by id, p1 dot style is equal to font size 38 pixel, decrease size function called as decrease size, and then it will decrease by 18%, 18 pixel. Now for this I have written an HTML code. Dynamic font size id is equals to p1, on mouse over increase size, off on mouse out decrease size, hover over me. Now I'll show you the output for it. Now hover over me. See, whenever I'm clicking on it, it is increasing. and decreasing. Now I'll remove it, it will go. Now increasing, moving. Now I'll show you my second another subdivision. Write a JavaScript code to move absolute position car image, which is which when a user clicks on the, it will start moving, and when I click on stop, it will stop moving. So for this I have written a code. This is the script for a image ob is equals to null animate where a function init image object is equals to document dot get element id my image style positioning relative style dot left is equals to 0 pixel, then function move right image object dot style dot left is equal to para inert image dot style dot left 10 pixel, animate set timeout move right 50. When I want to stop, I will use a function called a function stop. Okay, clear timeout animate image object dot left 0 windows on click in it. Now for this the HTML code image is equal to src alter 40 the height, and this is the on. Now for this I'll show you the output. Now when I click on accelerate, it will accelerate. See, it's moving. Now when I ask for break, it will come back to its own position. Now I'll show you another subdivision question of my program. Now I have to create an array of object in which object student has a property for first name, last name and year of birth. Then I have to use all this, and I have to show in the birth date which is born before 1980 and after 1980. So for this I have written a code. Yeah, this is my program. Actually my laptop is little bit slow, so for that you are getting problem. Now I'll use a function called as student first name, last name and year of birth. I'll be using this function, this dot f name is equal to f name, this dot l name is equal to last name, this dot year of birth is equal to year of birth. Now I'll be using a string for 5, for example s of 5, s of 0 is equal to new student name, last name and year of birth. Then first second student name is like this. Now for this I have used a function display. Now for where I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I increment where first is equal to s dot s1 dot function name, last is equal to s1 dot l name, year is equal to s of I. Now I'll be using document dot get element student inner HTML first and last. If condition I'll be using if year is greater than or equal to 1980, document it will display the student's year, first name, last name and year. Else document dot get element by this will show first name, last name. Then for this I'll be using JavaScripting, which I have already shown you. For this I'll show you the output. Now here I'll show you. Now show, it will show first name and the second name, and like this born before 1980 and born after 1980 will be showing like this. This was my second experiment of JavaScripting and overall 96th experiment. Thank